Welcome to Pop Culture Icons. I'm your host, Maya Starr. Today on Pop Culture Icons, imagine a man driven by perfection, changing the world one innovation at a time, but at what personal cost? Today, we explore the untold story of Steve Jobs, from his rebellious youth to his final days, and reveal the shocking twist of fate that led to his ousting from the very company he created, leaving you to wonder, can relentless ambition coexist with our own humanity? A half-eaten apple rests on the sterile hospital nightstand, its flesh browning in the fluorescent light. The man in the bed beside it bears little resemblance to the commanding figure who once strode across stages in his signature black turtleneck, captivating millions. Steve Jobs lies gaunt and contemplative, his piercing gaze fixed on a framed photograph of himself from decades ago. In it, he stands proudly holding the first Apple computer, youth and vitality radiating from his confident smile. The contrast between these two moments spans more than just time. It captures the essence of a revolution that transformed our world and the human cost of relentless innovation. You might think you know this story, the college dropout who built an empire from his garage. But step closer. Smell the sharp tang of solder in the air. Hear the quiet muttering of a teenage Steve as he hunches over circuit boards, his father's worn tools scattered nearby. This isn't just about building computers. This is about a mind that couldn't conform, wouldn't accept the ordinary. While other kids played sports or chased popularity, young Steve was already pursuing a vision only he could see. His early years revealed both gift and curse. That same intensity that would later revolutionize personal computing first manifested as rebellion against every structure, every limitation. Teachers called him disruptive. Classmates found him odd. But in that famous garage, surrounded by electronic parts and possibilities, he found his sanctuary. Here, his demanding nature wasn't a flaw. It was the foundation of future greatness. When Steve met Steve Wozniak, possibility ignited into reality. The Apple I emerged from their combined brilliance, but watch closely. Even in these early triumphs, you can see the seeds of future conflict. Jobs pushed relentlessly for perfection, for beauty in every detail. His vision extended beyond mere function. He saw technology as art, as revolution. This uncompromising drive would build an empire and nearly destroy him. Success came with dizzying speed. The Apple II transformed personal computing from hobby to household necessity. Money flowed, the company grew. But with each triumph, the pressure mounted. Jobs drove his teams with an intensity that bordered on cruelty. Excellence wasn't requested, it was demanded, required. The same force that birthed revolutionary products began fracturing relationships, burning bridges. Inside the sleek walls of Apple's growing campus, tension built like electricity before a storm. The Macintosh project became Jobs' obsession. He pushed his team beyond reasonable limits, pursuing a perfection only he could envision. Watch him pace the corridors late at night, scrutinizing every detail, demanding changes that seemed impossible. His reality distortion field, once inspiring, now exhausted those caught in its pull. If you're enjoying pop culture icons, please like, subscribe, and scan the QR code for our free 7-day email course, The Fame Formula. Discover how unknowns like Elon, Taylor Swift, and Beyoncé became cultural phenomena. Now, back to the episode. The Macintosh launch in 1984 should have been his crowning achievement. The audience gasped at its revolutionary interface. The famous Super Bowl commercial heralded a new era in computing. But behind the scenes, the cracks had become chasms. The board saw Jobs as a liability. His perfectionism had driven costs too high. His management style had become untenable. In a stunning reversal, the very company he founded cast him out. You might expect this to be where the story ends. Instead, it's where it truly begins. Jobs took his wounds and forged them into new ventures. XD Computer emerged from his vision for advanced computing. Then came Pixar, transforming animation forever with Toy Story. Each setback became fuel for innovation. Each failure taught him lessons that would prove invaluable. When Jobs returned to a struggling Apple in 1997, he was not the same man who had left. Experience had tempered his vision with wisdom. His drive for perfection remained, but now it served a greater purpose. The iMac, the iPod, the iPhone, each product represented not just technological innovation, but a deep understanding of human desire. He hadn't just created devices. He had reimagined how we interact with technology itself. As cancer began its relentless assault on his body, Jobs faced his greatest test. The man who had controlled every detail, who had bent reality to his will, confronted something he couldn't redesign. Yet even here, in his hospital room, his mind never stopped innovating. He worked on Apple's future until his final days, knowing his time was limited, but his vision was not. Look again at that half-eaten apple on the nightstand. It's more than a symbol of a tech company. It represents the courage to bite into life itself, to taste both its sweetness and its bitterness. Jobs' greatest legacy isn't the devices he created. It's the proof that being different, being demanding, obsessive, even difficult, can change the world if channeled toward a greater purpose. The question isn't whether you can be the next Steve Jobs. The question is, what vision burns inside you? What reality are you willing to distort? In a world that rewards conformity, dare to be unreasonable in pursuit of excellence. Your oddities, your obsessions, your refusal to accept the status quo, these aren't flaws to be corrected. They're tools waiting to be wielded. Look at your own half-eaten apple. What will you create with the bite you take today? On the next episode of Pop Culture Icons. As Steve Jobs laid the foundation for our digital revolution, he left us with a legacy of relentless innovation and personal sacrifice. But what happens when ambition burns even brighter? Imagine if the world's most audacious visionary had to start from the ashes of failure. Next week, we'll meet another titan who pushed boundaries beyond imagination. Get ready to explore Elon Musk's journey from near bankruptcy to reshaping industries, and discover how these two pioneers share an unyielding pursuit of perfection at any cost. Don't miss this incredible story of resilience and the price of innovation. Please like, subscribe, and scan the QR code, or follow the pinned link to get our free 7-day email course, The Fame Formula. 7 days, 7 brilliant tactics. Learn the mindset to go from invisible to influential using the dark arts of fame engineering. Click the video that just popped up to watch the next one in this series. Or for episode summaries, behind-the-scenes info, and more, go to daily8.com/PCI. Thanks for watching.